We need a new mode of education. We need a way of teaching people what it means to exist on a closed system. I saw an interesting book the other day. Its title was, "The Earth Has No Emergency Exit." We need to teach people what it is to live on an Earth where there is no emergency exit. We need to develop an ethic, a set of social values, which is concerned not only about the lateral consequences of our actions, that is to say, the effects of what I do today on other people today, but the chronological dimensions of social change. Teaching me how to choose when what I do today will influence someone 20 or 30 years from now. There is no ethical basis for making that kind of trade-off. No ethical basis appropriate to the technological era. We need to think in our educational system of new values. The economic values tend to move us towards uniformity and efficiency. We need an ecological value which moves us towards diversity and stability. Those concepts aren't taught in our schools. We need new techniques which will permit us to make long-term forecasts. And we need the data which can be used to feed into those techniques. Now, many of these things are already available, and they could be taught already at the first, the second, and the third grades. They need also to be taught to professionals, those who are making decisions today. I hope this July we'll be able to run here in Denmark a conference for 2 weeks which will begin to teach the basic methods to a group of people who have today to make decisions about the long term of this and other countries here in Europe. We need new social indicators which can help us to understand the impact of decisions on all aspects of life. So much of our current decisions are based on a very narrow spectrum of what man really considers to be important: material consumption, economic gain, and in the short term. I would hope that most of us here have benefited from economic growth to the point where other things are now more important. If that's true, we have a very poor control system helping us to obtain those other objectives. We desperately need research which focuses on the social indicators and the social implications of our acts, and which takes that information and puts it in to the decision-making organizations. We need to think through new means of conserving energy and material, means which might not be profitable today. Solar energy and even wind power have been discarded because they're not economically efficient. Well, I'll tell you something. I make a little prediction now. The cost that you're going to have to pay for your oil in this country is going to go up by 2 or 3 times in real terms over the next 10 years. Now's the time to start thinking what will be economic 10 years from now instead of what was economic 10 years ago. We need a long-term goal which is expressed not only in terms of employment and GNP, but in terms of the quality of life. I suspect that not one of you could really give me a comprehensive and believable description of where your children might be 50 years from now. Certainly, I have no image whatsoever of what kind of life they'll be able to lead, because we have no long-term goal.